Hello! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, friends, is watering day. And you know what? I dread this day because I have to water all of my plants. I wait until every single last plant needs water to water them, which isn't the best system, but you know what? It's my system. So I'm gonna water my plants. We're just gonna talk, hang out, water your plants with me. Maybe you need to repot something. We're gonna be fertilizing my plants. I fertilize my houseplants with NOOT. I use so much of it, they've just started sending me mason jars now. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about NOOT. But basically, I fertilize my plants with NOOT. It is organic and non-toxic to your pets and children. So if your pets or children got NOOT in their system maybe, then it would be fine. The biggest problem for me is like when I water my plants, there's always a little bit of standing water left in the trays, and Raven likes to lick that water out of there. So if I forget or something, I'd have peace of mind knowing that there is no nitrogen or phosphorus in this fertilizer. So if Raven were to get a tray that I forgot to dump out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. She wouldn't get sick. I'm not saying you should drink NOOT like willfully, but I am saying it is one of the most safe fertilizers to use on the market, and it's proven to show results a week or less. And I always see it in about 5 days of using it. So, friends, if you want to try NOOT for $9, you can DM me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley, and I will give you my super secret code. Which it's not really a code, it's a link, but for some reason it doesn't work if you use it through YouTube. So DM me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley, I will hook you up. That being said, I'm going to also show you what plants look like when they need water. I've done this a lot, but what I've noticed is that not all of you guys watch all of my videos. You kind of needs to be repeated a couple times, you know what I mean? Also, it is getting a little dark. So just keep that in mind in case the video quality just like plummets and gets grainy. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you guys what houseplants look like when they need water. And you guys can judge me all you want. I know that I let my plants dry out a lot. Oh, here's the Maidenhair Fern I was talking about. Like, we have really happy leaves in here, but then these are the older ones that crisped up. Someone told me that these need to be watered twice daily and then kept under a cloche. So the next one I get, I'm going to do that with. And then I'm also going to be showing you guys an example of a plant that I have tried my hardest to save, but it's just not worth it. And I'm actually going to be throwing it away because I feel like no one has ever done that. So here we have my Begonia Escargot. This one I let dry out way too much. I noticed that this guy needed water like a couple days ago, and I just let it keep going because I really wanted to make sure I could water everything together. It's gonna be okay. Those are 2 old leaves that it had, but here's its new baby leaf. And then this is my Begonia, so hard to show you. Okay, I'm just gonna move him because my window's right there. I don't want you guys to know where I live. So this is what Begonia maculata whitei looks like when it needs water. It's super, super tilted. And then once you water it, it actually perks right back up. It's a very dramatic plant. Then we have Hoya Carosa Compacta. This looks pruny, like it needs to get out of the hot tub. So your Hoya Carosa Compacta and other Hoyas will have this pruny look to them when they need to be watered. I also just noticed that this is the first video back that you guys are gonna get to see my nails all done, which is nice. They're normally always done. And then I have some other Hoyas here that don't really need to be watered. Hoyas are kind of on their own schedule. Oh, but look, I do have a brand new Hoya callistifila leaf. I've had this plant for literally a year, and it finally just gave me a new leaf, and it's so gorgeous. Then we have my Hoya Potsii Kaoyai, and this really needs water. Like, you can just literally bend this whole leaf in half. This leaf is normally incredibly oh, that one needs water too. This leaf is normally incredibly stiff, but you can see, like, it just looks super thin. It's super bendable. and it just needs some water. And then we have my Maidenhair Fern. This one was perfectly fine yesterday, and now it is all crinkly. I'm going to be watering this guy more often. I just wanted you guys to see what it looks like when your fern is like on the brink because that's what Maidenhair Ferns do. They get like this and then they just die if you don't water them that day. So if your Maidenhair Fern ever looks like this, drop everything and water it immediately. You know, my other Maidenhair Fern is actually doing incredible. This is my pink Maidenhair Fern, and this is the longest I've ever kept a Maidenhair alive. It needs to be under a cloche, so I'm gonna move it under with my dragon scale alocasia, but it's doing really good actually. This is a brand new frond right here. This little guy. I just love how delicate it looks. So gorgeous. And then I did have to buckle in and water my forgetti because it was completely fallen over. So yeah, and then everyone's always like, okay, how do you know when to water Monstera Deliciosa? The leaves will feel thin. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that, but instead of the leaves feeling like they're full of life and vigor, it's just gonna feel thin and terrible. Like you could tear it in half easily without even like really breathing. Here's a different example of a Hoya that needs water. This is Hoya species Affinity Bertonii, and when it needs water, it actually curls. It does, it curls itself a little bit, and you'll see just like a couple of wrinkles on the leaves. But most Hoyas I've seen actually don't do this, so this is not really a reliable way, but anytime your plant does this, and specifically like all other plants like pothos, philodendron, stuff like that, when they curl, it means that it's time for water. Here's a good example of that. This is my philodendron micans. The last time I watered this was probably 2.5 weeks ago. So now he's all curled up and ready for some water. And anytime you just see your leaves doing this, it's like, all right, time to water, time to give him some love. Okay, so here's another really great example. And the plant I'm about to show you is not dead or dying, but it is going to be looking really dramatic. So here is a healthy, well-watered Cebu blue. This is Cebu that is screaming, I need water. So here is just a little side-by-side comparison, okay? It's just so flat, look at him. Water me, don't water me. Water me, don't water me. Now we're kind of getting to some more little difficult plants to know. So this is my string of hearts, and you know that these guys need water when the back of their leaves are pruny, like Hoya Carosa compacta. I don't know if you can tell properly. I'm trying to give you a better view. But the back of their leaves will be pruny, and they'll be soft and just very malleable, like you can just bend it. So that's when these plants want water. And this plant did have oxalis growing in it, but it looks like it's actually dried out. Oh my gosh, wait, look at this arm. He's sticking a little arm out to the side. That's so cute. These ones are gonna get watered. And then this micans also needs to be watered. It's not super curled, but it's starting to curl. Then we have Staghorn Fern. These guys need water when they do that. Normally these leaves stay straight out, but he's a little limp, so we're gonna water him too. I'm still working on figuring out when to tell when Peperomia beetle wants to be watered. Then we have my my philodendron Campos portoanum, and I know that quality is now plummeting. It's very dark in this corner, so sorry, but yeah. Again, curled up. So then we have these guys. These are all of my greenhouse plants. I'm gonna turn the brightness back down. These are all my greenhouse plants, and well, a couple of them over there were too, but these guys don't need water as much because it's right next to the humidifier and this thing is literally always going. A good way to tell for alocasia, well, first of all, alocasia, if you guys didn't know, they're martyrs, so they will always shed their oldest leaf, which is this one, which is why it doesn't look like it has any definition, when it's going to be putting in a new leaf. And we know that this leaf right here is pregnant, so this one is going to be giving us a new leaf soon, and that's why we're losing this one. This one is just dramatic because he hasn't been watered in a little bit, so he's just gonna be like complaining. Peace lilies, so far I haven't really been able to tell when they really need water because they're always ready for water. Like, you can't water these guys enough, really. And I water them every couple of days. Oh my gosh, I just love this houseplant. This is like top 5 favorite houseplants. My Atabapoenses have never hit a point where I'm like, okay, wow, that really needs water. But also they're both really in their pots. Like, they're very well established, so I don't really think that that's a situation we'll find. And then here, just check out my Plumania, you guys. I'm so happy about these plants. I've wanted them for literally ever, and then I bought one from a friend, and then Green Spaces sent me one a while ago. They both ended up dying in the mail, but now they're back. And then also just look at that Verochrysum leaf. It is so pretty. To our last couple of plants, you guys are ever like, when do you water your Sansevieria? Can you see the creases? I'll have to turn up the brightness, but can you guys see this creasing right here? That means that it's getting thirsty and it's starting to drain all of the water inside of the leaf out, and it's getting parched. That's how you know when to water Sansevieria. And then this guy is just, I'm sad. We're not gonna be throwing him away because he's giving us good new leaves. Oh, you can't even see. But we're not gonna be throwing him away because he's giving us pretty decent new leaves. This plant we are going to be giving up on. This was my Ring of Fire, but it has effectively just died. See this? Yeah, that's no good. I think that's everything because we went over that. This Micans is just doing incredible. We're getting a ton of new leaves. They all look really, really nice. Come on, camera. Yeah, they just look really good. Same thing up here. And then we have these plants over here. Oh, NOOT sponsorship. So, however I know that, oh, sleeping cat. When I know that this plant needs water, this leaf right here, which is the oldest leaf, always gets a little bit more yellow, and then when I water it, it brightens back up. So I know that I'm kind of like sacrificing this leaf, but yeah. And then this one hasn't needed water yet. It's still doing good, and I am gonna be doing a repotting video where I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna pot these up together in a big pot. Then we have this Micans, which is doing good right now. This is a dying leaf, which is why it looks like that. And then here's a good example for Peperomia. Peperomia will kind of wilt on the bottom leaves whenever it's time for more water. I'm really happy with this Trio Star. I had it in the window. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was straight up like dying a while ago. Yeah, you can see all of the old leaves that were really dying. Since moving it like into literally the shade, low light area, it's just thriving. Look at her. She's incredible. I need to change this to say Hoya and then whatever else after it. Ready to spread his rings. Also, we haven't gotten a new leaf on this plant in like literally a year. Like almost exactly a year. Probably like 2 more months to a year, so. Then this is my Hoya nummularioides. I was really nervous it would do bad in this area, but we are getting like a ton of new leaves on this guy. It's hard to tell because they're all growing in, but this is brand new, and these 2 leaves right here are brand new, so yeah. So now we're just gonna hang out, vibe, and water my houseplants together. So lately, I have been really just wanting, I know this sounds so silly, but I just wanna look like a doll all the time. So I've been dressing up and everything in a way that I feel like you dress up like a little doll. And I know that's like kind of cringy, but I'm willing to own it because I just wanna look like a heckin' fairy, you know what I mean? I just want to wear cute clothes. Also, Christopher's eating if you guys hear any weird noise. Stop, Chris! ASMR. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. So that's why you guys have been seeing me kind of like wearing clothes and stuff. Everything is on sale at the mall right now. Like crazy deals. Like crazy deals. They had... Chris!
Sorry, it's really good.
Free People stuff, which is normally $168 for like a shirt or a dress, all for under $15. Yeah, it's just really nice to be wearing clothes that I can express myself in, because for so long I've only just, whenever it's time to get new clothes, I just get, you know, more athletic wear because I was an athlete and I did college track and everything. So now that I can express myself as someone that's not an athlete because that's not my identity anymore, it just feels really, really, really good. And it feels like I'm relearning myself it just feels really good. So other than that, I guess wedding planning is going really good. We are going to be getting married on August 2nd. It's going to be a backyard wedding. And then we're hoping to rent out a private room at a popular steakhouse here. We're only going to have 25 guests in attendance. So it really is just, did I overdo it? It's not gonna drive me. So we're only gonna have like 25 guests in attendance and Chris, stop! You're gross! It's basically just a glorified dinner party that we are gonna be getting married at. So I have 2 wedding dresses. You guys are gonna be like, what the heck, Ashley, that's so extra. And you know, you're right. But the whole reason is because my actual wedding dress that I am in love with my whole heart and soul isn't going to be ready until next year because they have to, you know, size it and everything, and there's just no way with the coronavirus stuff right now that they can do any of that in this amount of time. So basically we bought a discount sample sale dress that was super inexpensive, and that's what I'm going to be wearing to the dinner party wedding. The other dress I'm going to be wearing whenever Christopher and I decide to get married next year. I want to show you guys the dresses, but I haven't even shown Instagram yet. So I don't know, I'm just worried that it'll get out there and Chris will see it because Christopher really wants to see the dresses. I've shown everyone but Christopher, obviously. But yeah, yesterday we went to do the tuxedo fittings for the guys, and that went really well, and Christopher's gonna wear a white tuxedo, which is super exciting. Some other cool wedding stuff that's happening right now is on the bouquet with a florist. And we are going to be doing an all foliage bouquet, so get excited for that. And we are going to be doing a small bouquet again because this is really just like a glorified dinner party. I'm going to be working with one of my favorite plant shops next year to make the dream bouquet. But for now, we're just gonna be sticking with something small and simple. And I'm thinking like maybe white orchid flowers with some Monstera leaves, maybe like a palm leaf and a fern hanging off or something. You know, something not too tough. And because we're not really doing flowers, it won't be too costly. So, you know, that's another bonus. But I guess just in my daily life, just to update you guys, everything is doing really good. I've been really into true crime lately. So I've been watching a lot of Bailey Sarian and her Murder, Mystery, and Makeup Mondays, which are incredible. And I guess since we're right here, I'm gonna show you guys the plant that I'm actually going to be giving up on. This is my Stromanthe Trio Star, one of the ones I got from that sponsor that we don't talk about anymore. And I haven't done anything bad to it. It's just dying. I haven't been letting it dry out. I've been giving it special attention. And so this is an example of a plant that I would not further try to take care of, because if you try to just keep dead plants and stuff, you will get bugs and other problems like blight and stuff, and you don't want bacterial infection. So if you have any plants that are like this, don't feel bad throwing them away. It's time to move on. So I've watered almost all of the plants that really, in my opinion, need to be watered. So now we're just gonna go through and fertilize a couple of these bad boys by just giving them a small light watering. I'm really excited because this Alocasia zebrina that I got recently is going to be giving us a new leaf very soon. Also, my Spathiphyllum Picasso is giving us like 5 baby plants. And then we're just gonna do, there's just a couple over here, like, oh, I got stuck on the cactus. So I'm just gonna dump the rest of this one into here because it really needs to be watered. Oh, that's cool. Okay, there's no outlets over there though, so I'm just gonna get a towel for that. This is why it's nice to have fertilizer that's non-toxic, because if you do end up spilling a little bit of stuff and like your dog runs over to go lick it or something, you don't have to worry about it hurting your pet because it's not toxic. Some people might be like, wow, so you have toxic plants, but like non-toxic fertilizer, like what's the point? Like if you're trying to get rid of, you know, toxins in your house, like the whole point is that things that don't need to be toxic don't need to be toxic. So why would you choose to have a fertilizer that you know could harm you or your pets or your children if you can avoid something like that? You know what I mean? Unless you live alone and you're an adult and, you know, then do your own thing, I guess. But I thought this had a tray under it, but it didn't. We're all good here. Just have a couple more plants to water and then that's it. All right. And I'm going to be watering this whale fin in the sink because, oh, hi Raven. Hello. See, she's over there in that area where the water spilled. Imagine if it was a toxic fertilizer. What would even happen, Raven? Anyways, I'm going to be watering this in the sink because I don't have a tray big enough for the bottom of it. But that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tweet me at PlantMeAshley. Follow me on Instagram at PlantMeAshley as well. You can also support me on Patreon if you want to join my Discord. You need to be a $3 and up subscriber per month. Not subscriber, but patron. And then there's stackable benefits from there. The $20 a month members get a personalized video every single month from me. And it's just fun. There's always someone to talk to. There's always someone on, and we're there for each other past just houseplant things. It's honestly like an 80-person family, 90-person family. I hope that you guys are doing good. I hope that you're staying safe. See you guys in the next houseplant section. Bye.